medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
Torino swings a drive out to left field. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is on the run. Back goes Bichette. Nobody has this one. Digging in for third, heading home comes Ryan McKenna, and the Orioles add another run. Unbelievable. I don't know if they thought this was going to fall foul, but there was no urgency to get to this. Chirinos is all smiles. He's aboard at second, and the Orioles re-extend their lead.
Catch all the action right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Welcome to U.S. Cellular.
Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage holding 5G unlimited data using phone in here for free.
Sure, your choice.
Really?
Yep.
At U.S. Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand, free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
If you have family coming over this summer,
the last thing you need is sweaty relatives.
Guarantee your air conditioning system is ready to keep everybody cool. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. The real estate market is extremely competitive right now. The importance of being pre-qualified is absolute must before you begin shopping for a new home. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that fit most financial situations. To get started, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed
Bryson Worrell joining us. You said it was the best team you faced. Offensively, best team I've seen at Clark LeClaire, maybe ever, but in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there was no easy out 1 through 9. It was every guy that come up there for them could drive the ball at the ballpark or push a pitcher deep into a count. So, I mean, it was definitely nerve-wracking in the outfield knowing that, especially when they get runners on, that even though there are 9 holes coming up, he still has 15, 16 home runs and that he could put a ball out any time.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Tabua. Aub. What about Aub? Safula.
Cool, neat story.
Was that supposed to be funny? There's local politics, bud.
Don't go over the rules. It'll take forever. Let's just get to the draft.
Let's get the pumping.
Got a little taco meat on my chest.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm gonna be screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a lovely Wednesday in eastern North Carolina. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7. Trying to get centered. Hey, video guy, center us up, bro. 92. Hey, there we go. Sorry for asking you to do your job.
I had already done it. We're on a delay. You didn't even introduce me. I just started talking.
Stop talking. We're off to a good start here on Pirate Radio, 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930, also online, PR927 FM.
And I'm just here to make sure you sound good. So
what a time to interrupt, Wes. I mean, of all the times you could have interrupted, you go right there when I'm telling folks how they can hear us.
Yeah. Flip, how's your show going?
Not great, Bob. We are on Facebook Live and YouTube. Anything, Wes?
I don't handle that stuff. That's on.
What's this guy's name?
CJ.
Okay, CJ. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook Live. It's been fun having Wes here this week. I know one guy's not going to talk till he's introduced, so we'll focus right now on the gentleman to my right, stage left, CJ Schaefer. Hello, CJ.
Sir, how are you?
I like the North Carolina hat.
Thank you.
Purple, gold, white with the state outline. Very good, very good. NC flag lettering as well. Yep. And Wes Hines is here. Hello, Wes.
Hello, Clipper. How are you, sir?
I'm great. And Wes, you are doing a great job this week.
Thank you, sir. I got one more day and it'll be over.
Okay. Well, let's not rush the fun times away, Wes. You bring a certain a sunshine, a brightness, a chipperness to the office.
That's good. I'm glad.
And we appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right, CJ, everything good with you? Oh, no. That's a no. What's going on, man?
Not since the Celtics lost. I'm depressed.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
Y'all will be fine. Is everybody locked in? Tatum, Brown, are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are fine.
You know what? That's fine. I'll look at the positives. We're going to win a trivia game tonight.
Is the draft tomorrow?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, got the draft coming up tomorrow. Chandler Honeycutt is here as well. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, Clipper?
You look like you're ready to hit the links, my friend.
Wolf Creek, baby. Wolf Creek.
Ow!
Ow! Touchdown, Wolf Creek!
Where is Wolf Creek?
That's a good question.
Wait, you don't know?
Nope.
You're repping something you don't even know what it is?
I stole this shirt.
You stole it from who?
No, I was actually given this shirt. Wolf Creek. Area.
Wolf Creek 2005 horror film. Is that what you're representing right now?
Mesquite, Nevada.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like a local thing or something in North Carolina.
How did you get a shirt from Nevada?
Listen, I got to hear this story. This is going to be a great story. Who gave it to you? Do you remember how you obtained the shirt? Because you said you stole it, then it was given to you, and you don't know who gave it to you.
Of course, I was kidding when I said I stole the shirt.
Of course, that was a kid. That was a joke.
For sure, in terms of I'm not a thief. I was given this shirt. I was given multiple shirts.
Are you going to say who gave it to you?
No!
Why not?
Because I don't know if I want to say his name on Sports Talk Radio.
Just say that. So we can move on. I'm done with the shirt. Done. Don't care.
No. I was given this shirt from a great pal of mine. It's my best friend's wife's father. So his father-in-law lost a bunch of weight and could not fit into all these shirts anymore.
He could fit into them. They were just way too big.
Way too big on them.
Yeah.
So he gave me a bunch of shirts.
So he was like, who's a fat guy I know?
And I said, got you right here, buddy. And so he gave me a bunch of shirts and a bunch of golf shirts. So this is one of them.
Okay, and that's fine that you don't want to say his name. I'm just curious, why would you not say a guy's name that none of us know on the radio? Like, is he a celebrity?
Robert Griffin, I hope you're tuned in.
RG3 gave you that
shirt. Robert Griffin.
I am jealous now. Did he give you anything I can wear? Can I squeeze into one of RG3's shirts?
He gave me his knee brace.
Cool, neat story.
Attaboy Wes.
And it has not been washed. It is smelly and stinky.
And it's got it's
got blood.
The blood and mold from FedEx Field.
And the sweat and the tears and the grass from FedEx Field.
Some of them Clips tears.
Yes.
I never thought that he shared the name of Robert Griffin III. That's funny.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Chandler, sometimes I'd like to know what's going on in that brain of yours.
You don't want to know.
Find out at 8 p.m. tonight at AJ McMurphy's.
He's got a good sports brain. That is faux
I've been on fire. I've been on a tear when it comes to sports trivia with Clip Brock at AJ McMurphy's, which is happening tonight at
8 o'clock. We're going to have a good time at 8 o'clock. Come on out and see us. CJ will have a team there. Chandler will be on a team, and we're expecting a nice crowd tonight, so come on out, have a good time. We had a first-time team last week that had a good time. Hopefully they'll return, and a team that hadn't been around in a while played last week and played really well and finished second. So our regulars are good, but not unbeatable. So come on out and challenge yourselves and have fun tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, what's going on right now in sports? The SEC Invitational continuing on in Omaha, but an SEC team is losing. The Oklahoma Sooners are beating Texas A&M 4-0 in the third inning. That going on right now in Omaha on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by DeBuck. We got some day baseball on. The Astros are beating the Metropolitans 4-1. That score in the third inning. And coming up tonight, it is Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Game 1, I recall, went to overtime and ended very quickly in overtime. And since then, we've had 2 blowouts. We had, I believe, a 7-0 blowout in Game 2 that the Avalanche won, and then the Lightning hammered the Avalanche a couple nights ago in Game 3. So Game 4 coming up tonight. And I'll probably be watching it because it'll probably be on at AJ's because there's a big hockey crowd out there. But other than that, other than that overtime period, I've not watched any of the Stanley Cup Final. How about you, CJ?
I watched it in passing.
Yeah.
I don't pay super close attention to it. I wasn't watching Game 3 because I kind of thought Colorado was just going to run away with the series.
2-0, you thought the series might be over.
Yeah, but now we have a series again, I guess.
We got a series, boys.
That first game, 4-3 in overtime. Avalanche win. Avalanche win 7-0 in Game 2, and then Game 3, Tampa Bay bounces back with a 6-2 win. So
blowouts have been the topic this postseason. Remember all the complaints about the NBA playoffs, all the blowouts there? That has trickled over into Omaha. I'm talking blowout after blowout at the College World Series. I saw some numbers on it, like the most games decided by 8 or more runs, and they're on like a 10 or 11 game streak of that happening. It's been crazy. And right now you've got another what could turn into a blowout, 4-0 Oklahoma over A&M.
Bottom of the third, so plenty of game left.
Plenty of time, plenty of game
left, and it's anybody's game according to Clip Jr.
That's right. That is correct, which you probably should keep his name out of your mouth with stuff you've been up to.
Everything's fine now. Okay. Everything's clear.
All right.
Can't wait to see you at Thanksgiving Day, brother.
Man, I can't wait for Thanksgiving. My favorite holiday.
It's a fun time.
I'm going to talk to the wife tonight. We need to do a Thanksgiving dinner soon to prepare ourselves for Thanksgiving. Like an off-season.
Like a pre-season meal.
Yeah. Like, I want the turkey, I want the dressing, I want the gravy, I want the mashed taters, I want the green bean casserole,
okay,
I want the sweet potato casserole.
I was going to ask if you're a casserole guy.
Am I a casserole guy? Dumb question. Yes. Huge casserole guy.
Are you going to ask me any more hasty questions?
One of my favorite meals that my mom made that maybe you could try sometime, chicken casserole.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And as an adult, my mom would ask what I want for my birthday, and I'd be like, hey, just make me some chicken casserole. And it took her about 3 years, but she finally did it, and it was awesome. And now I want some of that right now. I want some Thanksgiving grub.
I want some of that. Give me some of that.
What's your favorite holiday, Wes?
I like Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great time with the family.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are smiling.
And grandbabies, I love them. And I love to see them taillights go out the driveway when and son-in-law go away.
Hate to see you go, love to see you walk away.
All right, Wes. Now you struggled with this on the.
I know what you're going to ask
on the Wes Hines podcast, on the Pirate Radio podcast. Name your grandchildren.
Okay, we got Silas, we got Alina, we've got Cleo, Tilly, and the latest one is Rory.
All right, well done. He has studied the grandchildren since the last time we talked to Wes.
You're the Antonio Cromartie of Pirate Radio. Remember that famous Hard Knocks clip where he struggled to name his children because he had so many? Wes Hines can relate to that. Man, that's a lot of grandbabies, Wes.
Yes.
So
that's it.
Enjoy all that.
Yep.
All right, CJ, what's your favorite Filipino holiday?
Christmas.
What's Filipino Christmas like?
Why are you asking me this? I don't know.
I just think it's fun that I play a character thinking that like everything's so different in the Philippines.
It must be so different down there in the Pino.
I just do. Yeah, it's a fun, dense, obtuse character that I play, where I'm fascinated that you've never even been there, right?
No, I've been there.
Oh, you have been there. Okay.
One time.
You have your family, your heritage, Filipino.
Well, when I went, it was the exact opposite time. It was like July, so no idea what it's like winter in the Philippines.
All right, well, let us know when you find out. All right, what's going on in the world of sports? I have not followed this. Roger Goodell spoke in front of Congress today. He says he has no authority to remove Daniel Snyder as the owner of the Washington Commanders. That's pretty cool to answer to absolutely nobody.
Authority?
Yeah. It's another way to say authority.
Yeah.
Cool. So Daniel Snyder is above reproach, I guess. I mean, he's just there until he dies or sells the team. Let's see. After initially asking whether he would recommend Snyder's removal as owner of the Commanders, Goodell was asked, will you remove him? And he said, I don't have the authority to remove him as commissioner, as an owner. So, man, it's got to be cool to be rich. Just think if you were rich for one day. You can literally do whatever you want.
I feel like Roger Goodell would have the authority.
I wouldn't think so. If you've got enough money, you can buy your way out of almost everything.
Well, exactly. You know what they say? Money is power.
You know one of the dumbest phrases of all time? Money can't buy happiness.
That's true.
That is what's true.
Money can't buy happiness. No.
How do you know? You ain't never had no money.
I had a little money. I had a little money and it's gone. So
exactly, Wes. If I gave you money or vice versa, and a lot of it, I tell you what, we would be happier than we are right now. True or false?
True, but then I gotta remember it'll be gone tomorrow because you got bills to pay. You got taxes to pay on the money that you just gave me.
Amen, brother.
All right, Wes is under the Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G. Mo money, mo problems. All right, Wes. Well, I'll tell you what. If for some reason you do hit the lotto, I will gladly take that money from you so you won't be miserable. Because the last thing I want you to do is be rich and miserable.
How about all these people who are rich that still go around in their 79 Pinto?
That's probably smart. That's probably. You know what? I bet they're happy. I bet they're probably happy.
People go up to Wes and say, Wes, what's wrong with you? I'm a millionaire.
The worst thing happened to me last night.
I won the damn lottery.
I won $2.7 million. They're only going to let me keep 1.3 of it. Might as well be broke. I hate this. Well, it's just burning hundreds in the front yard for no reason. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
God, it's tough to be a fan of a team when you hate the ownership. But I do it.
All right, let me ask you this. What happened the year that it only had a coach for 1 year? What did you think that year?
You're going to have to rephrase that question. I didn't understand.
Was that Jay Gruden?
No, it was
when we had a coach for just one season.
One season. That's right.
The last guy I remember that happened to was Marty Schottenheimer.
That's exactly
Well, you're
right.
going back to 2001? Good God almighty.
Like 20 years ago.
I mean,
Last
Wes,
time you were happy?
as a old sports Redskins guy, I love this. I know what you're talking about. But why are you going back 21 years? That's a long trip.
What about that quarterback that broke his leg real bad?
He was the owner. He was the owner. He fired him. So
Yeah,
all right,
I tell you what, that was one of my favorite years ever because Washington started 0-5 and then won 5 in a row. Everything got flipped and turned around on a LeVar Arrington pick 6 against the Carolina Panthers, and LeVar tossed the ball in the stands. That was their first win. Then they won 4 in a row. Then came back to reality. I think they finished 8-8. But I disagree with them firing Marty Schottenheimer because you know who they brought in, Wes?
Who?
The old ball sack, Steve Spurrier. And
That's
he
right.
sucked. The old
That's
ball
right.
sack. He
That's
sucked.
right. That's right.
And then we had to, I don't even know if we fired him. I think he quit to go play golf like week 9 of year 2. And then.
Well, isn't that when Lou Holtz went up there?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Wes.
What?
Lou Holtz went where?
Didn't
to South Carolina?
Yeah, but I thought he went to. I thought that Lou Holtz was in Washington.
Nah, Lou Holtz coached in the NFL in like 1973. So now we're going back about 50 some years.
From 20 to 40 years ago. 50 years ago.
Yeah, we're about 50 years now, Wes. And then.
You remember Johnny Unitas?
Newt Rockne gave the speech in like 1939, I want to say. And then the Four Horsemen from Notre Dame was like 1909. How far back can we go? Oh, boy.
1776 when he
I just loved it, Wes, when he thought about issues with the Washington Commander football team, went back to Marty Schottenheimer in 2001. That was awesome. I mean, I'm ready to go on that trip with you. These guys aren't. They don't know what we're talking about. But that was great, Wes.
Yeah.
So there's that. Other news and notes. There's no draft buzz. Who's going to be the pick? Is it going to be skinny dude from Zaga?
No. It's
Chet?
gonna be,
You don't think so?
I think
Paolo?
it's going to be Jabari Smith.
Jabari Smith.
Or Paulo.
Jabari Smith. Auburn?
Yeah.
Auburn. Okay. I like... Who do I like? Chandler, tell the people who I like.
Mark Williams, Duke.
No, I don't like him.
You don't?
No. Should I?
I thought you said that's who you want the Hornets to get.
Well, that's fine. I'm talking
I was gonna ask you, what do you want the Hornets to get?
Yeah,
But I think the first answer would be a head coach.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not important. Do we have? I guess if we don't have a head coach, we don't have an assistant coach.
right.
Thank you, Wes. They will bring in Marty Schottenheimer for 1 year.
That's right.
Jaden Ivey.
Oh.
But I don't think that's even who I was thinking of.
Is that even the Memphis guy that we were talking about last year?
Well, the big Memphis prospect was Bates.
Amani Bates.
Amani Bates.
Who has transferred, correct? Or I think he entered the portal. I don't know if he landed anywhere. No, I guess it was Jaden Ivey I'm thinking about. He took over some games at Purdue. He is 4th best available according to ESPN. But they got Holmgren, Jabari Smith. How do you say Paolo's name?
Paolo Banchero?
Okay, all three of us said it a different way. So say his full name, CJ.
I think Paulo is right. Now, I don't know if it's Banchero or Banchero.
I think it's Banchero.
I think it's Banchero. I think I've heard Banchero a lot.
I think that's right.
Ivy, Keegan Murray, some dude from Kentucky, I don't know. Dyson Daniels from the G League. That's exciting. And then Mark Williams could be the Hornets pick as they try to finally get a big man.
If I'm a Hornets fan, that's who I want.
Yeah, there's. You know what I want? A Duke big man.
Oh God.
Well,
you've already got.
I'm just kidding. I don't think that way, and sometimes it annoys me when people think that way. Like, well, ECU can never hire another Duke football coach because the last one was bad.
Yeah.
You can't really take it out on the new guy because the old guy stunk.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't look down on a new Duke center just because we didn't like Plumlee. And really, I don't think Plumlee's as bad as we make him out to be. He tries. He's pretty good. Okay, he's not pretty good. He's okay.
Okay, there we go.
So yeah, NBA draft coming up on Thursday night. What else you following in sports, Chandler? Anything?
Man, I watched golf this past weekend. You had your major, U.S. Open. Not really much going on besides college baseball that I'm interested in during the week.
We're in a dead time right now, so that's why we're going to start previewing a lot of ECU football. We'll do it today with our position preview. We're talking running backs with Igoe. We're also going to look back at our favorite all-time ECU running backs. Got a ton of responses on Hoist the Colors and Twitter, so we'll talk about your all-time favorites, and we'll have our opponent previews also that will continue tomorrow with Chris Haymeyer, voice of the Campbell Fighting Camels, as Campbell will come to East Carolina. I feel like we've been talking about this forever. It'll finally happen coming up this September.
Yeah, and Mike Minter, former Carolina Panther, is the head coach there. Fun fact, do you know the first head coach in Campbell football history?
Dale Steele.
Hugh.
Yep.
Hugh damn right.
Yes, sir. So we will talk to Haymeyer coming up on Thursday. Plans to hook up with Pete Medhurst, voice of the Navy midshipman, next week. And Chandler, it looks like we're going to throw it down to Tony.
Let's get down to Tony.
And
Gary Hines not available, so we're going to go down to Tony.
Talk some Pac football with Tony Haynes next week as well, as we will talk to someone from each and every ECU opponent. Had a great conversation with Harry Minium yesterday as we talked ODU. Don't sleep on the Monarchs. They have 5 straight regular season wins. Lost their bowl game to Tulsa, but they finished the year strong last year. Looks like they are on the uptick. They are trending in the right direction, as are your East Carolina Pirates. All right, we'll take a timeout. Jonathan says Hornets have 2 first-round picks. Let's hope Jordan does better than the last time they had 2 first-round picks. I remember watching that draft, and I was excited because North Carolina had just won a national championship, and they drafted.
We took Raven Felton and Sean May.
Yeah, like 2 out of the first 5 or 6 picks in the draft were North Carolina starters from their championship team.
Now, I might be wrong, but I feel like the Hornets had 2 last year, but I think we traded up for that 19th pick to get Kai Jones,
who we haven't seen hide nor hair of yet.
And same as the first pick we had last year, James Booknight.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan, or otherwise. I want to say CP3 when the pick before Felton, right before Felton. So couldn't ended up with him. Marvin Williams was the 2nd pick that year. And who was the number 1 pick of the 2005 NBA draft? His name is a player that I like to call.
You got
Andrew Bogut.
Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, Paul went 4 behind Darren Williams, and Raymond Felton went 5. And Sean May went later. Sean May went 13.
Fry, Charlie Villanueva.
Andrew Bynum was in that draft.
Darren Williams.
So there you go. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Jeff Charles joins us on the other side. We're back with you after this.
It's back. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light is back on Thursday, September 1st. Before the Pirates host the Pack Labor Day weekend, Pirate Radio will once again be throwing the best party of the year to kick off the football season. And to help us celebrate the start of Pirate Radio's 20th football season, we're excited to announce that this year's entertainment will be the Breakfast Club out of Atlanta, Georgia. Enjoy your summer, and we'll see you Thursday, September 1st. We are Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Hey, Pirate Nation. This is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulf of Mexico. A huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $7.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners Independent Agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelves and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Pepper, oh no they didn't! Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen!
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio. Perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Flawless.
Well done, my friend.
I was a speed reader in elementary school. This is what I do.
Wow.
This is one of CJ's problems. He does something and then gets really cocky, and then he'll screw it up later.
Speaking of AJ McMurphy's, come out to try to finish second place to Coneheads tonight in trivia.
Okay. Speaking of being cocky, CJ calling a shot tonight as the Coneheads will be there. I respect it. RESPECT. Thank you, Aretha. Wes, great showing yesterday on the 5-second game, by the way.
Thank you.
Speaking of music. And had a lot of fun with that. I actually went back and watched that again last night.
Boy.
It was fun with Bryce and Wes and Chan Man.
Yeah, I had fun. I love that game.
We might need to start bringing in Wes on Wednesdays just to play it when Shirley's back.
And kick Shirley off the show.
Oh, I was trying to go and get myself into there beside Clipper, but I guess.
Oh no, that's exactly what we need.
Wes would be an honored guest,
and beside Bryce Williams.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll have to set that up this summer. We used to play before y'all's time. Are you smarter than Wes? Do you remember that? I would come up with questions.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And we'd have a guest, and you know what?
Kind of like, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Okay.
Tomorrow's your last day of the week, right?
That's right.
5 o'clock hour, Troy will be here.
Mm-hmm.
If I can muster up the gumption, basically if I'm not lazy tomorrow, I will come up with some questions, and we could play Chandler versus Wes. Are you smarter than Wes tomorrow?
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to do Troy versus West.
His name's Wes.
Wes.
No, we're definitely choosing you, and it's pretty obvious why.
Yeah.
West.
Lordy. No, we're going to go with you versus Wes.
I just called him Wes.
All right.
I've had folks call me something worse than that, so you're fine.
No way. No way. All right, let's head out to the Pirate Radio Live line and visit with the voice, Jeff Charles. He joins us here on Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great. I hope you are.
Yes, sir. Doing great and enjoying some football talk, Jeff, as we're starting to dive into our summer schedule here, which includes opponent previews on Pirate Radio Live and also ECU football position previews, which Igoe and I will talk running backs coming up on today's show. And yesterday we began our opponent previews, Jeff, talking to Harry Minium, formerly of the Virginian Pilot for many, many years. Now he is on the staff at Old Dominion as their senior executive writer. So we talked a lot of ODU football past and present, and we'll continue on. We'll talk some Campbell football with Chris Haymeyer coming up. We are in touch with Pete Medhurst from Navy. We'll talk to him next week, and I believe Tony Haynes going to join us from NC State next week. So starting to get into the football talk a little bit, Jeff. Gets me excited for the fall.
Yeah, me too. I think all of our attention now, Cliff, is headed toward the fall. And you mentioned Harry Minium. I've known Harry for a long time. He used to be the beat writer for the Norfolk paper for Virginia Tech. So I go way back with him to 1983, I guess, was probably the first time that I met Harry. And when I was going through my health journey, he called me and wrote a really nice story in the Virginian Pilot, which I really appreciated. And he's been a friend for a long time, so I'm glad you had the opportunity to visit with him, and good to know he's on the staff now at Old Dominion. He's done such a wonderful job all of these years covering ODU and the sports scene in the Tidewater area. And he's just one of the really good guys in our business. But you're right, Cliff. I think we're all looking ahead to the fall, and I've started to look ahead a little bit as well. I think the college football magazines are a little bit later coming out this year than they usually are. I can remember picking them up in the first week of June, and now they're just starting to get out on the newsstands. You can pick up the digital versions of them somewhere, but as far as the actual magazines are concerned, I think they're now just getting out. And, when you look at this Pirate football schedule, I've had a chance to look at it a little deeper here the last couple of days, as I'm sure you guys are as well. There are probably at least 4 top 25 teams that the Pirates are going to play against this year, and 2 of them are in conference, Cincinnati and Houston. Most of the preseason magazines have those 2 schools as top 25 schools. We know how good North Carolina State is supposed to be this year, ranked in some polls as high as number 12. And then BYU, they're popping up in a lot of top 25 polls as well. So, Pirates are going to have their work cut out for them. And as we talked about, I think in an earlier visit clip, when you look at the last 4 or 5 games the Pirates are going to play this year, that's really a tough grind to end up the season. So, as always, it's a tough schedule, and Pirates will have to be up and ready for the challenge.
Yeah, and even throw Old Dominion in that mix, Jeff, and I didn't really realize it until yesterday, the season they had last year where they started 1-6 and then won 5 in a row at the end of the year with Ricky Ronnie there as it wasn't his first year as a head coach because they had missed a year with COVID, so he was there, but was unable to play. So a strange year for ODU last year, but I was just thinking about that 2019 game, and at the time that felt like an important win for Mike Houston because they went on the road, they beat an FBS team, and it was a good football game. Well, that was a one-win ODU team that year. You're going to see a completely different East Carolina team on the field this year, a completely different ODU team on the field this year, and the old cliche, Jeff, of course, you can't take anyone lightly. I think that applies to this game with Old Dominion, even with all those other teams you talked about on ECU's schedule this year.
Well, I think so. Old Dominion's got a chance to have a really good program. As you well know, Clip, they got off to a great start under Bobby Wilder, and he really built that program, and they had I don't know how many sellouts in a row. It was a tough ticket in Norfolk. And then the program started going downhill a little bit, and then they decided to make the coaching change. And the year the Pirates went up there, I was really impressed with the stadium. It's the old Oyster Bowl for longtime Pirate fans. They remember the old Oyster Bowl in East Carolina, going up there and playing in those games. And I remember being there with Virginia Tech back in the, I guess it was somewhere around 85, 86, and Virginia Tech played Temple in the Oyster Bowl, where that stadium is now located. It was basically torn down and totally rebuilt. And the football coach at Temple that day was a guy by the name of Bruce Arians, who's gone on, of course, to NFL fame. And Paul Palmer was the great running back. So that was my first introduction to going up there and seeing the stadium. And today it's a totally different venue. And I was blown away when we went up there a couple of years ago. Cliff, they've done a remarkable job with that old stadium, and the press box was just terrific. It was one of the best places that we had worked on the road. So they've got a lot going for them, a huge population base, only game in town, and they should have a good program there. They've got all the infrastructure that they need to be successful. And so, yes, I would expect them to be a formidable opponent. Even that year you referenced, Cliff, when they were not very good, that was not an easy game for the Pirates. East Carolina was able to win the game, but it was not a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting game, and Old Dominion has a good following in football and in basketball, of course, and so it's always good to have their fans in town. It's only a little over 2-hour drive from most areas in the Norfolk area, so yeah, that'll be a fun game, and we all know Mike Minter has done a really, really good job with the Campbell program.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear what Chris has to say about Campbell coming up for this year, and Chris Haymeyer, the voice of the Campbell. So, yeah, no easy games, Cliff. As you well know, we talk about it all the time. You got to be ready to go each and every Saturday because they're just starting to gimme.
And boy, ODU is going to be tested as well, Jeff. You know from your time in the Commonwealth, they're going to be going for the mythical state championship this year because they have the Hokies, the Cavaliers, and Liberty on their schedule. So they have really loaded up. And I didn't put two and two together on this until I talked to Harry yesterday. They're moving into the Sun Belt, Jeff, which is a step up. We know how good that conference is in football, so that's going to be interesting too, Jeff. I'm not only going to have to study some rosters and everything, but also study these conferences with Conference USA teams moving to the Sun Belt this year.
Well, I'm really excited for the Sun Belt Conference, Clip. I mean, I think they have done just a great job. I mean, a few years ago, they were certainly under Conference USA. Conference USA was certainly the superior league, but oftentimes these things don't change a whole lot in college athletics. But the Sun Belt went by Conference USA, and they rated the conference, and they got some of their premier programs. So I think it's going to be a really, really good league. And what I like about it so much, Cliff, is that the geography of it, it's going to be a cost containment regional league for all of these schools. And I think these schools will be able to develop some great rivalries in conference. Most of them play each other now, but sometimes they have played each other when they've been in different conferences. Now they're going to be in the same conference. Their fans are going to be able to drive to away games. The rivalry should be really, really good. I think the outlook and the potential for the Sun Belt Conference is really terrific, and it's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do in football. They've got quality basketball programs as well, and so look for the Sun Belt Conference to come on, and be a viable league in Division I athletics.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Jeff, while we're talking about the state of Virginia, your time at Virginia Tech, you've talked a lot, and you've talked too here on Pirate Radio, Dell Curry. And I remember him kind of later in his career with the Charlotte Hornets, but how about Dell Curry having one of the best basketball playing sons in the history of the game? That's what they're talking about now. Where does Steph Curry rank amongst the greats after the Golden State Warriors win another championship? And the under-recruited kid there went to Davidson and ends up now being talked about as one of the best all time. Certainly, you got to put him up there in the conversation for best shooter of all time, if he's not by far and away number one. But Golden State, Steph Curry, win another one, Jeff.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch. I mean, I love Steph Curry. I love Dell Curry. I got to know Dell so well when he played at Virginia Tech. Got to know his family so well. And I'm a big Steph Curry fan. I love to watch him play. And you can see how emotional this championship was for him after the game. He had the tears on the floor, and this is his fourth championship. And Cliff, you said something that I've been thinking about here just since they won the championship last week. All the talk about Steph Curry being the greatest shooter of all time, and even Reggie Miller, who is a great shooter, says that Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time. But now people are beginning to say just what you said. This guy's one of the best players of all time, which I think he is. Anytime you win 4 rings with the same franchise, and you played with a dynasty. I think we can call Golden State a dynasty. They've won 4 championships, and they've been to the final 6 of the last 8 years. The guy is cementing his legacy, and it's hard to believe Steph Curry's 34 years old, and he's been in the league 13 years. It seems like it was just 4 or 5 years ago he was playing at Davidson, but the years go by so quickly, and he has cemented himself now as one of the all-time great players in the history of the NBA, and he's from such a good family. He's such a good guy, and he's going to have his jersey retired over at Davidson. And the coach, of course, that he had at Davidson, Bob Mckillop, you guys may have talked about this clip. He is retiring.
Yeah.
And Bob Mckillop is 71 years old. Here's a very interesting note about Bob Mckillop that a lot of folks may not realize. Bob Mckillop was a player at East Carolina. He started his basketball playing career at East Carolina and played for the Pirates for 1 year back in the late 60s.
I don't know if I knew that, Jeff. That I feel like I might have heard that before, but man, that's pretty interesting, and it's a game I've talked about over the years I've wanted to see more of, and they actually met this past season for a game, I believe, in Charlotte. And Davidson, East Carolina played him good the first half. Davidson ended up winning the game, but Bob Mckillop, man, he's one of those guys, Jeff, that has looked the exact same ever since I started watching basketball with the white hair. He's looked the exact same all these years.
Every time I see him, I think of Coach Holland.
Yeah, I do. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, and Bob Mckillop, you just look at his record. I think 634 career wins. What he did at Davidson is just absolutely incredible. And he's been a great coach, and Steph Curry really compliments him and credits him for helping develop him as a player when he played for the Wildcats. And, just another really good person in the coaching profession who will be missed. Now, his son, Matt, is taking over as the head coach at Davidson. He's been his dad's assistant for a number of years, so the Mckillops will still be very, very visible in Davidson with the basketball program there.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, we're going to talk running backs later on in the show, so let's take another walk down memory lane with you real quick. We are excited about the guys we have in 2022 with Keaton Mitchell, Rajay Harris, and then you've got Pop McKay, Nemo Squire. We'll talk about Marlon Gunn, Camaro Edmonds. There's a lot of guys in that room and a lot of talent in that room, so we're excited about that position this year. But Jeff, we asked people their all-time favorites, their all-time opposing player performances against East Carolina. So real quick, to end the conversation, I'd like to hear some of your thoughts, Jeff. When I ask you your favorite all-time running back to call games for, who are the names that immediately come to your mind for ECU?
Yeah, really, really difficult to pick out one or even two, Clint, but you have to put Junior Smith at the top of the list because he's the all-time leading rusher in Pirate football history. And Leonard Henry was, of course, a very, very good running back. We had Leonard on our show, did a podcast with him not too long ago. I think of Jarris McPhail. I think of Scott Harley. I think of even a guy like Cedric Van Buren, who was the running back on East Carolina's Peach Bowl championship team. I mean, Cedric really had a great year that year. People probably don't talk about him as much as some of the other guys, but you know, he had a terrific year that year for ECU. Was a good all-around back. So, you know, those are the guys that come to mind. Clip. I mean, there have been some great running backs, as we all know, at ECU, and even a local kid like David Daniels. You know, when he played for the Pirates as well. So, you know, it's been great just watching these guys. A lot of great guys who have come through East Carolina's running backs and have moved on. I guess you'd have to put Vontae Leach in there too, even though he was a linebacker, but then he became a running back and then became a running back in the NFL. So Pirates have had a lot of
that. They have, Jeff. And for the opponent's question, a lot of names to reel off there. I went with, and it was just one single performance. Never heard the guy in the NFL, but KJ Harris for West Virginia had 300-plus yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns against ECU, and I was there that day in Morgantown, so I said his name. But D'Angelo Williams, we saw his name come up. Alexander Teach, the fullback from Navy, unfortunately his name came up, Jeff, to bring back some bad memories. But one, Mark said Paul Palmer, and Mark is a Philly guy. He's an Eagles fan. And I said, that name sounds familiar, and I knew it from you having Paul on the show as a Temple analyst, and you actually mentioned his name earlier in this conversation. But Mark goes back and says that was a performance against East Carolina he still remembers. So a lot of those names in the memory bank for you as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I see Paul every year because Paul does the radio network analyst work on the Temple radio network, and we always talk about that before the game, and that was one of his great games in his entire football playing career was that day that he played against the Pirates. I can't remember right off the top of my head how many yards he ran for that day, but it was a whole bunch. And he still talks about that and still enjoys coming to Greenville and seeing the Pirates play every year. He's still very much involved at Temple. So, yeah, there have been some great performances down the years with a lot of these guys. You look at some of the guys with, the P5 programs, been some great players the Pirates have played against as far as running backs are concerned. So, yeah, it's been fun to watch all the talent that East Carolina's had over the years, Clip, and also watch all the talent that East Carolina's played against.
Looking forward to what we see this year from those Pirate running backs, Jeff. It has turned into a position of strength for East Carolina. You got to give credit to that offensive line as well, Jeff. I don't know how much you follow social media. There was a picture of this weekend, and Mike Houston put it out there and kind of he used quotes, and he said when he first got here, Pirate fans said, Coach, we need to beef up the offensive line. And then he said, here you go. And it was a picture of this year's offensive line with their shirts off. And we got some beef up front, Jeff. It was good. It's good to see because that was an issue when Coach Houston got here a few years ago.
Well, I did see that picture, Clip, and you're right about that. And I'll tell you what, it is just night and day when we compare the differences in the depth with this football team that when Mike got here. And you may remember back his first year, even into his second year, sometimes it was like, do you have 5 healthy bodies that you can put out there to play and maybe have 1 or 2 backups, and those guys were guys who were swinging between a couple of different positions. And now he's just got so much more depth in this program, both on the offensive line and also on the defensive line. We talked about it last year during the season where sometimes I think they played 13, 14 guys up front. So the depth has come a long way, and that just doesn't happen because it happens. There's been a whole lot of work go into that, Clip, and the guys have really worked hard recruiting-wise and turning over every rock that they could find and burning the midnight oil to get these kids in here. So hats off to the ECU football coaching staff. They've done a great job recruiting.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, always enjoyed the walk down memory lane. We'll talk more football with you this summer as we bridge the gap to the fall. And hope you have a good rest of your week. And we'll talk to you again next week here on Pirate Radio Live.
Okay, Clip. Always enjoy it. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Charles joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Enjoyed that conversation. We'll talk about some ECU wide receiver greats with the voice next week. We will preview that with Igoe next Wednesday. But coming up today at 5 o'clock, we'll talk about running backs from yesteryear and also Keaton Mitchell, Rajee Harris, and who are behind those guys. East Carolina has a deadly 1-2 punch, and guess what? They got a full room of running backs in 2022 as well. Unproven talent, but looks like a lot of talent. We'll talk about it with Igoe later on in today's show. Let's take a timeout, come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1 here on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times at the pool, river, beach, or backyard grilling, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there is fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Have fun this summer, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
This is Dr. McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Welcome to US Cellular.
Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage holding 5G unlimited data using phone in here for free.
Sure, your choice.
Really?
Yep.
At US Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone. And the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local US Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the program for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 56,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome back into the program. One of the things that goes on during the summer is the basketball tournament. Simple name, TBT, and in years past, we had some ECU players playing in it. Sam Hennett used to join me every year during the summer, talk about his team that was in it, that I think made it to the Sweet 16 once. Seems like they always faced off against the former VCU guys, and they always have a good team in the basketball tournament. But that is going on. Let's see if I can find the date. Sometime this summer. But I did see one name that is in it that will probably make me tune in when he is playing. Let's see. The championship is in August, so it'll be sometime in July. How about Jimmer Fredette?
Jimmer Fredette, BYU?
You are correct. He will be shooting from 55 feet out.
Couldn't think if he was BYU or Creighton.
He had Dougie McBuckets was Creighton.
McDermott.
You're getting your white guys mixed up. Jimmer had a great season, and I don't know if they necessarily went on a run in the tournament. I can't remember how far BYU got, but he had some of those deep threes that he hit in the tournament, and went on maybe a mini run there with BYU. I'd have to look it up to see how far they went, but I'll tune in to see him play again.
Oh, absolutely. I love to see if those guys can still hoop, and majority of them still can.
Well, he's been playing, I think, overseas. He has been playing for the Shanghai Sharks in China. And not just playing. Let me see if I can find his stats, because I want to say he was putting up, like, mega numbers over there. It's just never translated to the NBA, probably for defensive purposes, I would imagine. But let's see. Jimmer has been playing overseas. He has won. So he's a 3-time CBA All-Star, the Chinese Basketball Association. He's in the EuroLeague 50-40-90 club. He's a Greek League champion. So he's just been, like, playing overseas since leaving the...
Isn't that what James Legan did? Some former ECU.
James Legan was playing in Australia. He played in Australia for years. But yeah, Jimmer's been lighting it up, so he'll be back in the States playing. And they do this thing like regionals, and they play in, like, you know, big time courts and stuff. This year, they're doing one of the regional sites is at Rucker Park, so it's going to be outside. So that might be a cool made-for-TV event as well.
Wasn't it in Wichita one year, or was I thinking?
Yeah, and, like, they freaking packed the house for it.
Yes.
Because it's a neat idea. Unfortunately, we don't have a freaking program or a culture here at East Carolina to put together a team of former Pirates. But with Wichita, they have such great basketball history. They just put together a bunch of former Wichita guys, charge people tickets to go see them play, and they fill the dang arena to see former guys play. So anyway, that's going on this summer.
Here's your starting 5 all-time East Carolina basketball players.
Well, maybe we should do it, guys that could field a team this year.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Like, most recent alumni.
All right. Give me a break, and I'll come back with my starting 5.
Okay.
And we'll talk to former West Charlotte guard forward Mike Mullis. He'll join us on the program.
Yeah. Key contributor.
GPA guy. Did you have a good GPA?
Yeah, I did.
Good. Good to see you, Mully.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Wes is here.
I saw him. Already gave him the what's up.
I haven't seen Mully smile this much in studio ever, but Wes is here, so he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah, he always makes me smile with all the memories.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. Mully joins us. We'll see what's going on in sports and find plenty of topics with Mike Mullis when we return after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,000 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org, or go directly to our job postings at bit.ly/PCS employment. That's bit.ly/PCS employment. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student and every staff member every single day.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one.
Everybody wants to get fit and get in shape. You don't have to do it alone. At Kinetic, we have certified personal trainers that will work with you on your customized workout plan to help you reach the fitness goals you always wanted. Choose either to work one-on-one or with a partner, or quickly burn more calories in our high-intensity fat-burning bootcamp classes while having fun with others at the same time. No matter your fitness level, we can help you get the results you want. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the program. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency for maximizing opportunities to minimizing risks. Town Insurance Advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes for personal or business insurance questions. Call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Flip Rock.
we doing a show here?
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday coming up at 5 o'clock. Stephen Igoe will join me. We will talk about running backs from yesteryear at East Carolina and against East Carolina, and also preview the 2022 running back room, which is a pretty full room, including 2 headliners with Keaton Mitchell, Rajay Harris, and we'll talk about the guys behind them as well. But before we get there, we will chat with Mully. Mike Mullis joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Mully.
Hello, buddy.
We told you that it looked like your secret hideout spot at Clark LeClaire was full during the Super Regional, and we found out that that's where all the former dudes were. So it turned into a pretty cool spot.
No, we had a great time.
So, you were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I watched the Supers.
Okay, 10-4. So you got to hang out with some Pirate greats?
Yeah, a lot of good, and, good players, but great dudes, and we a lot of memories and conversations and a lot of excitement, and it was kind of a emotional roller coaster down there. People can't understand exactly how invested these former players are in the success of the program, and obviously a lot of that to be attributed to Cliff and the job he's done in kind of driving that relationship. But man, it was a cool environment to be in.
All right, we got here because I was talking about the basketball tournament coming up, and I brought that up because I saw a headline that Jimmer Fredette would be participating.
Yeah.
And I might tune in to see old Jimmer launch it from 40 feet, see if it goes in.
That's the one that played for $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like it too because I'm a college basketball fan, so I see guys that these are not like big NBA guys. These are guys that were good in college that you saw 10, 12 years ago.
I would say the vast majority of them had some success in Europe.
Right.
Something like that. I have watched a little bit of that because I do find the $1 million carrot to be kind of interesting. And just like Syracuse always has a team, and
the Boeheim's Army.
The Boeheim's
and there's
Army,
something cool about all those guys getting together for like an alumni team too.
I always wonder, like, do they get together, practice, or do they work on this stuff, or do they just
show
roll
up
out there? Yeah,
roll the ball out.
Yeah.
We were talking about an ECU team, and Chandler, you said, who's your starting 5? And I said, well, let's do it with guys that could potentially go out there and do it today. So I have my 5, and you can chime in, and Mully, you're going to have some thoughts as well. At point guard, and we were debating this one, I'm going to go with Miguel Paul. I'm going to take Miguel Paul.
Okay. So you're not going with Akeem Richmond?
At shooting guard, I'm going with Akeem Richmond, which is the position he played.
Oh, I thought he was point. My bad.
At small forward, you might have a better one here. I'm going to go Caleb White. Power forward, Maurice Kemp, Darius Morrow at center. I feel good about those 2 spots. Who do you got?
The debate at point guard was either
Brock Young
or Miguel Paul.
Saw a picture on Facebook of Brock Young and John Wall, a couple of Triangle Raleigh boys hanging out this weekend. Yeah, I'm going to go with Miguel. Adds more scoring. I left off because I don't know if James Legan and Sam Hennett are still active playing. Sam said he retired. I guess it does. I mean, we could name freaking Blue Edwards then. I mean, I wanted to name guys that could play currently.
They could actually participate in this $1 million challenge.
Get up and down the court.
Right.
So who'd I leave off?
Jonte Sherrod.
I like Jonte.
I loved him, man.
He had a great senior year here at East Carolina. Mully, you were going older. You wanted to throw Garrett Blackwelder in the mix?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the better question we talked about a little bit is the all transfer team. The team in the TBT would be called former Pirates, or the ship is sank, or something like that.
Chandler, you said we start Jeremy Shepard at point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have Elijah Hughes at one of our spots.
I like the fact that you're actually writing out lineups. I mean, I know you can't see that on the radio, but
it's pretty official.
Clip literally, and he's like, I'm waiting on him to diagram a high screen or something that, yeah.
Go to the basket, rebound. Jaden Gardner's in there. Who else? All right, we'll move on.
Yeah,
you ready?
Yeah.
Mully,
I tell you what, that was great radio though.
But just think what we're about to do.
Well, yeah, let's do it.
I mean,
instead of looking into the past, let's actually look into the future or something that's even maybe current time.
All right, Mully, your thoughts on this current ECU basketball roster? How many players do you know?
A single one.
No. And you're not alone. You are not alone.
You are not alone.
But I will tell you, I have been impressed with the job that they've done on social media as far as showing workouts and showing the guys, and it's like they're maybe a little more savvy to that. But
because I guess, well, it's not like now it's not just one person in charge of social media for athletics. Every individual sport
has their
and team,
own,
and basketball is lacking. Football's ahead. Baseball was unbelievable.
Yeah, they did a great job, especially in the postseason.
And the guy that did a lot of that was Will Stone, who now is at one of his dream jobs. He's with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Cool.
He's moved on, and he did a phenomenal job. So good to see basketball trying to keep up. And I don't know, look, just put some stuff out there. Somebody will see it and want to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, and if nothing else, I thought as it relates back to baseball, the little shove in the back from the umpire that hit social media fairly quickly, and man, that thing made the rounds, and a lot of people had opinions on it, and it seemed like the ECU logo pop up was at the perfect time. So yeah, I mean, that's man. Let's face it, that is the face of your athletic department and your institution at this point in the eyes of most consumers. And kind of obviously I live in that world to a point. That's how information is consumed now. It just is what it is.
And it reminds me of we had Ryan McManus on, and he was sitting in that chair, and he said, my son is going to think I'm cool now. And I was like, well, is it not cool to be director of football ops at a D1 school? That's pretty cool. And he's like, no, now I'm going to be on YouTube with Mr. Beast. And who's the other guy they said? Another YouTube name. But now his kid, because all he does is watch YouTube, they don't watch TV or anything,
right?
Can see like his face beside a video with Mr. Beast and think his dad's cool.
Yeah, no, I was at a tournament yesterday in Cary, and just looking around at guys that were waiting to play. You know what I mean? They were waiting there like next game, and you look over and the whole team is. They're taking selfies there, and teams in the dugout before they broke the field. They were all kind of piling up, taking a picture, and then boom, it's posted on social media, kind of real time. So, and the number of people that were live streaming these games, on I guess on their own Facebook Live pages, whatever. So, but look, man, that's just that's just the way that information is consumed.
Dude Perfect was what I was looking for to. Yeah. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
With your boys. Mike Mullis joining us. What, you been doing? Some amateur, non-paying bird dogging? You just watching games?
I mean, I'm gonna watch games if there's one going on, but just being out and kind of being back around the coaches, and, kind of spreading the word about what we do, and so. But yeah, getting to see a lot of good players. Some kids that are committed to come to East Carolina, some kids that are committed to go LSU, all over the country. It's an impressive, and this was, like I said, 15, 16-year-old dudes. The physicality is nothing short of exceptional. I mean, it's and just because somebody's big and strong, looks good in uniform, doesn't mean they can play, but they certainly look good getting off the bus.
When did you, in your career, and get into coaching training? What year are we talking about?
Oh gosh,
mid 90s or late 90s?
Yeah, late 90s.
Late 90s. Yeah. And when did you coach at Pitt?
Oh, late 90s, and then actually 2000, 2001.
Okay, so from 22 years ago, where would you go to recruit and watch kids, and where do you go in 2022?
Oh, look, man, it's so the advent of like the showcase baseball and what an industry popped up of bringing good players together to one location. Now that location, for example, right now the world's in Orlando area, and then in Cary, and it's different age groups. But then you've got area code games that pop up that are the best players in basically in that area code. That's up and coming. It's been around for a while, but those events are just starting to happen. And then Atlanta is just a hotbed. I mean, if you want to find a college coach, you can find them the next couple weeks, 3 weeks. We'll be all in Atlanta for a number of events that go on down there. So when I was out there looking at players, we saw a lot of high school games. Went to a lot of American Legion games.
Let's go back to that time period. You were going to local high school games.
Yeah, you go to
Legion ball.
Yeah, you go to Legion games. You go, camp.
Did they have all-star games and stuff like?
They would. I mean, but it was nowhere near what it is right now. And look, some of these teams. Don't get me wrong. Some of these teams are, it's a pay-to-play kind of money grab deal. So there are some kids that are there are suspects and there are prospects, and it's your job to differentiate between the two. But
and we've talked about this too. If Johnny down the street and his parents and his kid are doing it, the two houses down, we're going to do that too, and they're not quite as good. Or
that's right. Well, and then it becomes the pro guys can consume this a lot easier because they can go to one. I mean, in Cary yesterday, there's 16 or 18 teams there. Gosh, I don't know how many coaches. I mean,
how many ball fields they got?
1, 2, 3, 4. They got a stadium field and 3, so they have a clover leaf kind of set up
and just games going on
at all of them. And you've got coaches from everywhere in the country. And I say that wasn't super highly attended, but you had Coastal and Georgia Tech and Elon, and obviously all the North Carolina schools were represented. But then you had Pitt was in there. The ACC was fairly well represented. And these kids are committed, man. I'm telling you, there were teams in there from Texas. There was a team from California. It's not like the best teams in Eastern North Carolina. These are legitimately the best 15, 16-year-olds in the country, and these kids are being committed at a very early age, which it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out over time. I was standing there talking to a coach, and we were looking at this roster of this team that was really, really good, loaded with players. And we're like, so these kids are 2023 grads. They'll be going to college in the summer of 23. Mm-hmm. We're like, wonder how many of them will make it till 2025 at that school. Because of the ease of transferring, it's
the coach bringing in a guy from the portal to take that guy's spot.
Any number of things, yeah. And right now these guys, and I heard Cliff talking about it the other day. They're juggling the roster requirements and having to make the cut downs and making the changes that are trying to get us back from the COVID exceptions. But it's just such a different day for college sports. And when you're standing out there, again, amongst some pretty good baseball guys, and the conversation is really kind of around two things: the NIL and the transfer portal. That was the biggest crux of the conversation the whole time. It's an interesting day. I will say, do I like it? No. Is it a crazy science experiment that we're living through? Yeah, it is, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it all shakes out and how it really changes the landscape.
Mike Mullis joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Mully, it has been a postseason of blowouts. It happened a lot in the Stanley Cup playoffs, watching Hurricanes games. They'd get dominated or dominate. There was a big complaint in the NBA playoffs, just so many blowouts. Series would go 7 games, and every game would be a blowout. And now it's crept into Omaha, where every game has been a blowout.
But why is this a surprise to anybody? We've talked about it on this very air that all sports are like they are dying for offense. That nobody pays to see defense.
Well, we'd like to see both teams play offense, or both teams suck at offense, so we can get a close game.
But the problem is, if one team has an off night, you can't stay in the track meet, and it is prevalent. It is everywhere. Nobody. It's different.
I'm glad that you have a theory or a reason for it.
No, and think about it. Again, I'm not a huge follower of the NBA like you are, but I know enough to know that the game that's being played now is not the game that was being played 10 years ago, where defense was
more like
15 years
20.
ago. Probably, yeah. But where defense was some physicality, and it was a different game. Now it's kind of clear out and let them shoot, and you got guys like Curry launching it from half court as not with any urgency, just as a standard pull up for him. So it's that drives TV ratings.
You're not a big NBA guy, but would you think that one night before the NBA draft, it would be important to have a head coach and a coaching staff?
Yeah, it's probably not a bad thing.
Well, the Hornets, while MJ was hanging out in Moorhead over the weekend, Kenny Atkinson was deciding not to go to Charlotte as the head coach.
I saw D'Antoni was interviewing for that job.
Bringing some old retread.
I'll tell you something cool. We were in Charlotte this past weekend, and my sons had a chance to meet LaMelo Ball. So we went to the Knights game, which if you haven't been to the ballpark downtown to watch a baseball game, it's a great venue. But
good backdrop, right?
It's awesome. Yeah. The whole thing is it's a great setup, and it's very accessible. You would think parking could be a challenge. It's very accessible.
I like Charlotte for that reason. Going to Hornets games, you can either ride the light rail or you can stay in the epicenter and walk. Yeah. It's very there. It's all together. But anyway,
so we're leaving the. On Sunday, we're leaving the Knights game, and LaMelo Ball and a couple other gentlemen walked by with they're walking their dogs. It's about 7:30, and I thought, man, it's pretty cool. But I do think that, they were rocking the Puma gear. He's a Puma guy, head to toe. And I'll tell you how effective, if this was a marketing play, and I feel like it was, because why else would you be walking by the stadium at 7 o'clock, which is typically when the game starts?
So this is advertising. This
correct.
Is, okay,
well, let me tell you how well it worked. By the time we got in my vehicle, both of the two youngest boys were on the phone looking at what kind of shoes were those. It worked impeccably.
Wow.
And all the three guys that were together were all rocking Puma gear.
Yeah.
So also I think one of the other guys might have been a player as well. And it was funny, LaMelo's 20 years old and he's 6'7". And so I said to my wife, I think the other young guy was a player as well. She goes, well, he wasn't very tall. Well, I'm 6'2". And he's significantly taller than I am, but he's not 6'7".
Yeah.
But that's kind of the weird deal where, like, you're the marquee guy, then you've got maybe the 15th man just out walking his dog with you, and these kids rush up to LaMelo Ball, and that dude's like, "Hey, man, I'm right here."
That's pretty cool to have your own shoe deal. By the way, go to Shimmer and check out their Hey Dudes. They got some great Hey Dudes over there at Shimmer in Winterville.
I tell you what, that was just to watch you.
Has your boy texted you yet about Hey Dudes? Now that I just flashed them?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Do it one more time, please.
So you said they met him. So they talked to him?
Oh, yeah. No,
was he okay?
They
cool
took
dude?
pictures with him.
Awesome.
And yeah,
That's good to hear.
So he started we kind of walked by him and they go, "Oh, Dad, that's LaMelo. Can we get?" I was like, "Yeah, go." And so they kind of tried to speed walk up to catch up with him. Well, these, my sons are not nearly 6'7". So for every one step that he was taking, they were having to take 3 speed walks. I said, guys, you may want to get on the hop. They caught up with him and took pictures. And
awesome.
Of course, at that point, then it was they were hanging out with LaMelo and they were going to have dinner. And it was
they went Troy D with it.
100.
Best buddies.
That's the best.
Out.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Good deal. Mike Mullis joining us. You want to hang out another segment?
Sure.
You got to go?
Yeah, no, I'm good for a little bit.
Well, we got a few more minutes with Mully. Take a break, Wesley Hines. We'll come back and have more for you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that utilizes fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy $1 off drafts on Tuesday, half-price flights on Wednesday, half-price wine bottles on Thursday, and $1 oysters Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out their website at daphousенc.com.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. New Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck.